Good evening, and welcome back to the Shadows of Drakenheim. This is the Dungeon Dudes weekly Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition live stream campaign. My name is Monty Martin, running our campaign as Dungeon Master.
And I'm Kelly McLaughlin, playing Sebastian Crow, the half-elf shadow sorcerer, mostly. And we're joined today by our good friends.
Jill Denitis playing Veosenia, the Tabaxi Gloomstalker Ranger Rogue.
And Joe O'Gorman playing Pluto Jackson, the Human Battlemaster.
Thank you for joining us once again. If you are just tuning in for the very first time, welcome. We are the Dungeon Dudes, and Kelly and I post new videos every other Tuesday and every Thursday on our YouTube channel, where we cover everything D&D, including advice for players and guides for DMs. So check us out at youtube.com/dungeondudes.
You can also join us on Tuesday nights when we record the campaign live on Twitch. You can check us out from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Time at twitch.tv/dungeon_dudes. You can also catch the video episodes of the show on YouTube and check us out as an audio-only podcast as well.
So we got a very interesting package in the mail today. It was a very unexpected surprise, but we thought that we would share it with you all. As all of you know, we're making a book.
Yeah.
And we just received, this is the pre-production proof of Dungeons of Drakenheim. So this is not the final version of it. There's actually a lot of stuff that hasn't been put into it yet, but it is giving us an idea of like how all the printed pages are going to look and how all the text works on it. It's all in there, all the amazing stuff. So this is now the task for Kelly and I to read through this wonderful tome and make sure all the I's are dotted and T's are crossed and all that really good stuff. It is so exciting to hold this.
I spent a solid hour just reading through it. It's a weird experience because we wrote it, but to see it in this format is like a brand new way of taking it in, and it's just so interesting and it's so fun. There's a lot of great quotes in there from the three heroes that I was really enjoying, and just so much good artwork.
Yeah, like seeing, and so for us, this this is just a pre-production proof. So for us, we have to look through and make sure, are all the maps legible? Does all the art look good? Is the contrast on point and all that stuff? And we've got a few more rounds of proofreading and I think there's a couple editions. There's a few entire pages in here that are just pink because the artwork isn't finished to go in there. So, but it's coming along, and we're so we're so close. Of course, we're still aiming to get it into everyone's hands for April in the spring, and of course as we head out of the development phase. So basically, we've had all the playtesting, all the development, all the writing, aside from like again the proofing and like is this disastrous, like is done. And so now we kind of move into this phase like let's actually print these books and make these miniatures and make these cards and get them going and get them all assembled to go out there. So anything can, like, in a weird way, that's the big unknown, because now it's kind of like, baby has to take its steps on its own now.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens, but
yeah.
I mean, we're very hopeful and very excited.
Yeah,
and
it's
just
amazing.
it's so thrilling to have this in our hands right now.
Yeah, it's unreal. It's like it's weird. It doesn't even like, it's like I know these words, but who wrote this? What? So it's great, and I realized that I can actually use this to run the game tonight. So
I embarrassingly cracked up laughing at a Sebastian Crow quote, which I wrote, and that felt really awkward because I just read it, started laughing, and I'm like, wait, I wrote this. Good job, me. You did it. You're funny sometimes.
So proud of yourself.
Yeah.
So proud of myself. Good job, Kelly.
Proud of you too.
So a big thank you to our partners at Ghostfire Games and all the folks on the project: Marius, Martin, Josh, Simon, everybody. There's so many people to list who have put so much work into just getting to this phase, and we are so proud to be here. Of course, there'll be more updates to come, and we'll probably give we're gonna have a bigger, more substantive update for all of our Kickstarter backers coming in the next couple days. So stay tuned for all that with much more information. If you did back the campaign, you want to find out all the latest news. But for now, let us return to the ruins.
Drakenheim is no more. For 15 years, we foolishly believed the madness and mayhem of that crumbling city was confined to the ruins. We were wrong. Insidious horrors have crept out of the shadow of Drakenheim into a world unprepared for such nightmares. Tales of strange magic, swirling haze, and unspeakable terrors echo through the villages and towns surrounding that accursed place. Now, the Dusk Wardens, a new band of heroes, are tasked with driving out the seeping tendrils of the spreading darkness before it takes root.
Welcome back to the shadows of Drakenheim. When last we left our heroes, they were in far-off Castleholm Keep, speaking with where not Veo, Sebastian, and Pluto, but Rudy, Wilhelm, and Wrath hear the tale regaled by River of these 3 miscreants and their misadventures in the ruins. River pauses for a moment and looks into the fire, and as she takes a sip of the water that one of the hooded lanterns has brought up.
Wait. So, you're telling me that the 3 greatest heroes that you were able to find in Drakenheim, the ones that you've decided to send into the crater, start their adventure off by throwing their companion's helmet into the crater, then pick a fight with some monsters, almost die, we almost lose the new Lord Commander. Who are these buffoons?
I mean, sounds like this new Lord Commander doesn't even have military experience. How did she get this position again?
You have to understand, it's a talking cat. It would obviously have the highest rank amongst all of them. I don't see what the confusion is.
That sounds like she couldn't even get past a few monsters. What qualifies her to run a whole army?
Don't listen to them, Bruce.
And they're cracking jokes after nearly dying? Are these people sane?
Riverside. And she says, say what you will about them. They get results.
Near-death results, it seems.
I mean, I'd be interested to hear. Obviously, we're going somewhere with this story where there are results. So, I mean, there must be some redeeming qualities about these 3.
Fair, and I'm excited to hear more. No offense, Wrath, and definitely no offense, River. You're the most astute Academy mage I've ever met, but are all Academy mages just walking wrecking balls?
You must recall, of course, that in Drakenheim attracts... River pauses for a moment. Drakenheim attracts a particular sort of person to delve into the ruins. It's not necessarily the sample size of the various other adventurers that have been, or other individuals that are brave or foolish enough to go into the ruins. Well, I think you might find that by comparison these 3 are rather exemplary.
Fair enough. So, they were heading to the Rose Theater.
Yes, that's where things get a little complicated. Costume change moment. Okay. Everyone. Oh yeah, you don't have your helmet. Right.
Yeah, lost it. Well, I didn't lose it.
So when
My bad.
So where did we leave off? They had just used their magic to teleport past a strange force barrier that was surrounding the entire theater. As Veo climbed up the outside walls of the theater to look down onto the auditorium floor, Sebastian and Pluto opened through the main entrances. As I said before, the Rose Theater is a circular building where the donut circle of the building connects to this larger house where the main stage is. The arena-like shape, the open center, is where most of the audience would stand, with the tiered galleries being where wealthier patrons would be able to watch the shows from. As you enter into the playhouse and you can see that there are several strange things placed within the auditorium floor and upon the stage. The first is on the edge of the stage is this strange pillar. It whirs, clicks, and clacks with several focusing lenses made of delirium that appear to be sending out a pillar of energy that just starts to trail into invisibility as it gets over the rooftop. But you can very clearly see the ripples in the air now inside, that it's sending out pulses of energy that are connected to the invisible dome overhead. And actually, from this side, you can see the shimmering barrier of the dome that encapsulates the entire theater. So this large apparatus is on the edge of the stage. Surrounding it, under several canvases and several other set pieces, are an array of an arcane laboratory. One that is immaculately organized, with neatly stacked instruments, several cases, and very clearly marked crates of alchemical supplies and reagents, and very neatly bottled samples of delirium. Oddly enough, in the center of the stage is a standing door. It looks like one of those fake doors that you would have on a stage set, just right in the middle of the stage. Just, the frame of the door with the door itself in the center.
Doors.
Real fake doors. And there is, in the middle of the auditorium floor, there is a large pool of clear, clean water. And what's odd about this is that as you look up, you can see the rain droplets dropping from just the mist light rain. They drop on the barrier and they run down the sides, right? They quickly evaporate, but clearly no rain is coming in. But there's this big puddle about 10 feet in diameter on the ground, and there is a rustling of wind in the air. The set piece trees, the fake trees that are on the auditorium, they're rustling with wind, and you can hear the howling about.
Pluto, take my lead. I have a plan. As we walk through these doors, I kind of knock on one of them. Hello, my name is Sebastian Crow. We are potion inspectors. We're here on business.
Potion business.
Potion business. Is there anybody home?
The front, there's only one set of doors that lead into from the front doors of the theater into the main audience area, and then there's a set of steps that lead from the galleries where the benches are down into the main auditorium. The attendance would take, generally speaking, when people saw theater here, it would be funded by a wealthy individual, and not the audience wouldn't pay. It would be a wealthy person that paid for it. So there's no ticket booth or anything like that out front. That's just not how this works, right? So the doors lead right in, and you see immediately into the theater.
You just knock on the wall.
Yeah, like as we're walking in, I kind of like knock on it and yell that into the open auditorium, because that's what I do.
Yeah.
It's good.
We're here.
It's okay. We have a secret. Up there.
Point.
Oh.
Point at it.
I'm on the roof, just like.
Be cool. Be cool.
Okay, we're trying this again. Second time's the charm, hopefully.
We heard that we're looking for an Iron Banshee.
We need to go to the center of the crater.
Are we just jumping right? What would potion inspectors be doing going to the center of the crater?
Get better potions.
To get better potions.
The wind picks up the rustling of the trees.
I'm sorry, I
The
panicked.
water in the puddle begins to shudder and shake. There is
I'll be fine.
a thunderous clasp and a flash of light as an ethereal creature comes screeching out from above the stage. It wears tattered robes and is bound in chains and plate armor, and it glows with an eerie, iridescent blue light that wreath across its body like flames. The tendrils of the cloaks wrapped around the armor like wisps around it. Flying through the air, the creature says in an ethereal voice, "You have come to your deaths here. Leave now or face my wrath."
I've killed far scarier than you, ma'am, and I'm just here to talk. So I take my staff, which I was holding at the ready, and I kind of set it into the ground. I hear that you have means of traversing the city without getting affected by the haze and contamination.
The creature screeches and cackles and responds, "You know nothing of what you speak."
Probably.
Are you Ryan Graymere? Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Give me a persuasion check.
I am very persuasive. 9.
9. The voice responds, "Ryan Graymere is dead.
Uh-oh.
I am all that remains."
Is this like a dead, like...
Did you kill it?
Did you
Kill her?
did you kill Ryan Graymere, or is this more like a metaphorical death?
The creature howls back, "Be gone from this place and never return."
Can't do that, Ryan. We're gonna be heading into the crater, and
River sent us.
Eldrick sent us.
You can make a persuasion check, Sebastian.
It's gonna be 23.
The voice stops. "Eldrick, he sent you?"
Yeah, I think if it was anybody else from the Academy, we would have come in blasting, but Eldrick says you're an old friend of his, and we should hear you out.
Vale, what are you doing while this is happening?
I'm kind of just like peeking out because the roof is kind of it's round, but it's got a peak
Yeah.
to it all the
Yeah.
way around. I'm keeping an eye out, like ready that if they attack, I'm gonna be their backup.
Give me a stealth check.
I know. Sorry, my thing just went all wackadoodle. Pretty sure it's 31.
Okay.
31.
If
Alright.
the creature has seen you, it would be immaculately perceptive. It continues. The creature hovers down to the ground and points a wand back at you, Sebastian, and says, "You come no closer." And reaches and takes off her helmet.
Oh, she has a helmet.
She
Yeah, it's
and
tactical.
as the helmet comes off, the blue flames around her begin to flutter down, and what was a more horrific apparition is more now like a woman clad in a combination of plate armor and wizardly robes. She looks to be about in her mid-40s, but her complexion has been stained by the blue spell that still protects her form. Clearly there's some kind of magic that is creating this illusory effect around her body. But she steps down onto the ground and she says, "Who are you?"
Well, as I said when I entered, I'm Sebastian Crow.
I must tell you, we are not potion inspectors.
It was a ruse.
We were sent by the Academy.
There's
Eldritch.
no such thing as potion inspectors.
It probably would have
Who
been
would
it.
ever fall for that?
Moving on. Yeah, who would ever fall for that?
I mean, Oscar almost,
Yeah,
his
yeah, it-
lackeys did. Anyway,
I think it'll work next time.
next time. As I talk, I don't step closer to her, but I start to like try to walk in a circle around her, and I'm like looking around the place as I'm doing this, and I'm like, your lab is incredible. The force field, I mean, you keep things very well here. This is, how long have you been working out of Drakenheim?
She says, "Since the Academy drove me out a few years ago."
Oh, you too, eh?
Why did they drive you out?
You're wearing the robes of the Academy.
Yeah, it's a long story. I got expelled. Long story short, apparently if you use magic too much in the academy, they don't love it. But,
Sebastian Crow.
oh, you've heard of me.
Aren't you Lenneth Eventide's whelp?
Yeah. That's a good thing, right?
It's an interesting thing.
Thank you.
Did you know her?
Yeah, yes. Lenneth Eventide was one of my instructors. This was years ago, of course. But,
Did you know her well?
well as you get to know any of the senior members of the Academy, she, I was young then. I mean, I was a teenager when she left the Academy, so...
I didn't really ever get a chance to meet her.
Hmm.
Unless you count traversing mental planes, then perhaps maybe I have met her, so to speak.
I count that.
Okay, then
that-
yeah, I met her recently for the first time.
I've heard of you and this Paluto Jackson. If there's a crossbow pointed at me right now, I'm going to be very upset.
It's standard procedure. But yes.
You take precautions, we take precautions. Obviously, we didn't know if you were going to try to kill us when we walked in here. It's probably best to have a safety of some sort. You would agree?
I would absolutely agree. Just so that we're clear, however, and as she finishes those words, the invisible stalker of the air, the invisible form of the air elemental coalesces behind you, Veo.
And I just put my hands up, like, technically I didn't have my crossbow in my hands, it was in my pocket, so...
And the puddle of water on the ground rises up to form the shape of a water elemental.
That's a good trick.
That's really cool.
Yeah,
Could you ever do that?
yeah,
Yeah, probably.
probably.
It should
Yeah,
be made
definitely.
of shadow or something.
I mean, yeah, I could summon a shadow elemental, right? That's a thing.
So it seems
No.
like the Academy is just letting anyone back in these days.
No. I worked really hard for the position I have, and listen, I'm well aware that the Academy has a lot of problems.
I feel like there's a little nepotism though. Like they really liked you because of your.
Oh, there's a lot.
Yeah, they really just kind of handed you the staff.
We fought our way to Castle Draken. We fought our way to Castle Draken.
Like we, like not you alone.
Yeah, I
And
know,
they
but
sorta-
and
you
one
sorta
of
got
us,
promoted very quickly. Is
yeah,
what I'm
one of
saying.
us is
Like, I
Lord
can-
Commander,
I
one
can
of us
totally
is now
get
like a general in an army, and what? I get promoted, and so we're all like pointing fingers at Sebastian Crow.
it. Look,
I'm sure the Directorate feels that you are a very loyal and obedient dog, but as soon as you bite the hand that feeds you, well, they'll strangle you on that leash as soon as they can.
They'd have to catch us first.
I've been nibbling. I don't give in to the exact rules of the Academy, but here in Drakenheim, you can let a lot slide if you're doing things that benefit them that nobody else can do.
Make
And our-
yourself irreplaceable! I yell from the roof.
Yeah.
we really, I mean, he keeps his secrets, but there is a sense of goodwill as we attempt to go further into the crater.
Make no mistake. The Amethyst Academy, the Directorate, everyone is replaceable to them. It was me who figured out how to bind delirium into magic items. And that didn't give me any more clout than you when push came to shove.
Wow.
I look at my staff. I thought your name sounded familiar.
Well, I'm very sure that the Academy's done a very good job of expunging my name from all my research papers and books.
The only place I found any word of you was in the Academy Tower here, and that's because nobody's been in there since it was hit by a meteor.
I'm sure it still has a copy of my thesis somewhere in that library.
Unless it was in the part that was, you know. But hopefully.
Well, if you still remember some of your thesis, like a book, like a writing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're doing it.
Yeah, I gathered it. Then you need to help us. We need to get to the. We need to use. I mean, obviously you figured something out. Getting into the middle of the crater seems to be beyond us, and we need to figure out what's down there. Have you been there?
I've had this, she gestures to the suit of armor, for some time. And tell you, surviving the contamination in the crater isn't even the half of it. There are creatures down there, things down there that defy all logic and reason. I've never tried. Of course, I have my companions, but it's hard to make that journey on your own when it's just myself.
I mean, we've faced the horrors of Castle Draken. I could tell you what was in there, but it's really actually kind of hard to explain. It's there's a lot.
Oh, it's weird stuff.
Lot-
Weird stuff.
Lots of horrible things.
And some bad things have happened.
I have to confess, I'm not much of a warrior myself, hence the whole hence the whole show. It keeps people and monsters away. I'd rather not have to waste my spells fighting when I have to use so many of them just to survive a day here.
Wasting spells fighting. Interesting concept. Fair enough. But
So you've come here for my help.
yeah,
Because, of course, the Academy clearly needs my genius once again. So what's in it for me?
Oh, well, you said you were surviving here, right? You said you were using magic. Are you using magic to protect yourself?
She doesn't understand how this all works. She can't put it together right away.
She gets it.
Get to the point, or you're wasting my time.
oh, I got a few things. I've got a few
I
things.
guess I climbed down from
Oh, you're whispering.
What?
Oh,
No.
I'm gonna...
I've been working with the Academy. Now, I may not be my mother. I may not be you. I'm simply a student who also had to find my own way after me and the Academy disagreed on some things. But in the time since I've returned to Drakenheim, I've helped them create new potions, new spells that might protect even better. Not only that, but the three of us resecured the Inscrutable Tower. Now, the Academy is making a play. They want their foothold in the city again. There's a lot of openings for people to fill roles in that tower and raise ranks that they may not have been able to before because, I mean, frankly, most of the mages who tried to reclaim that tower died. So there's a few openings. I know that you've had your differences with the Academy, but if there was ever a time to rejoin, I mean, they seem to be making a little bit more leniency for those of us who were outcasts.
There is one opening that I care about.
Name it.
I'm certain it's beyond your power to grant.
I'm pretty sure I can swing something. What is it?
The vacant spot on the Directorate, the place of Archmage of Drakenheim.
Isn't that what you want?
I mean,
Isn't that,
what Eldrick wants?
Eldrick is right now? No?
Eldrick wants it, I kind of want it.
Roof.
Yeah, that's
Valid. Valid goal. Valid. Super
ambitious.
Ambitious, yeah.
Super ambitious.
I mean, we might know the people that we can get you in front of in order to make your case.
Eldrick is an old friend of yours.
Yes, Eldrick is a good friend, and River was a wonderful student. I miss them dearly, but I'm not working with the Directorate as a subordinate. I'm only working with the Directorate as an equal. And you can give that message to Eldrick, and he can get... I know he can put that in front of them.
If you teach us about your armor, I promise you will get a seat.
You can't promise anything.
Darn.
Look, Ryan, Miss Greymere, there are plans in motion to stop the need for surviving in the city. Why survive when you can flourish? We are pushing forward a common goal
Common goal.
to rid this city of its poison, its this delirium, and restore it to its proper place in Westamar.
The venture into the crater is to seek understanding. It's so that we can learn more. I mean, you won't have to hide in a force field if we succeed. So helping us succeed helps you.
Also, we're really good at retrieving stuff, so if there's something down there that you know about and you point us in the right direction, we can bring it back for you. That's something the Academy can't give you.
If I'm to help you, then anything you find in the crater, I've theorized that there's rare samples of delirium that might form there. If you find a pristine delirium geode, one that is perfect in form and shape, you bring this to me.
Yeah.
If you can provide the means to get us down there, how will we know when we find it?
I've studied the delirium crystals quite extensively. You see, they form out of almost a feedback loop, drawing magic from other places, crystallizing into solid shape. Delirium is, in many ways, just a part of the universe. It's just rare. You need a lot of magic in one place to cause it to form. It brings in all sorts of paradoxes, impossibilities, logical inconsistencies. But once in a while, it forms a perfect shape. The greatest concentration of the haze and delirium is in the crater. The best chances of finding a perfectly formed shape would be there.
I got a question. So we get you this delirium. You teach us about how to craft delirium or make it safer. Who says you're not going to go all Oscar Yorn on us? Remember the last time we helped a mage?
We've been burned before.
Do you know Oscar?
I know the name, but I don't know anything about it.
We blew him up.
He went mad with
He blew
power.
himself.
Only after he tried to blow us up.
Technically, I guess he blew himself up.
I mean, Veo kind of blew him up.
There was a lot of explosions. It's a good day.
But he also tried to trap me in a chamber full of gas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he sort of willingly gave him a bunch of your blood too. So that was like on us a little bit. And so what Veo's saying is if we're going to be giving you the ammunition for some, we need to know your intentions are true. Whether or not you're aligned with the Academy is beyond my caring, but you know, we need to know that you're not an enemy.
I want what the Academy wants, that it can't be honest with itself to say that it truly wants.
And what's that?
The Academy was formed to protect, train, and shelter mages. And that's what it should be doing. Here in Drakenheim, we're the only ones that have the knowledge, the foresight, and the insight to actually deal with this problem. And it's an opportunity for us. That's what I told the Directorate. The delirium is a threat, but it's also very powerful. And if we can harness it properly, well, frankly put, there wouldn't be anyone that could stand up to the Academy's ways at all. So why bend to them?
Well, it seems that they've taken you wholeheartedly on that course. The delirium infused weapons are so common amongst Academy members. Why were you cast out?
The Directorate wants to kowtow to the church and the nobility. Frankly, it's fruitless to do so. They're always going to be ordering us around, expecting us to obey by their rules or serve their whims. And frankly put, I see no reason for us to do so. We're the ones that have the power. They don't.
Would you attempt to rule over them? Is that
Can you
what you're
tell
getting
us
at?
your master plan a little
No, I'm
bit,
just
please?
trying to understand. You almost had me there. It sounded like we were aligned for a brief moment, but if we are to rebuild Drakenheim, there needs to be peace between the nobility, the religion, and the arcane.
No power can be left unchecked. Should be left unchecked.
The three should live in harmony.
When three parties with equal knowledge and equal power can come to the table and work collaboratively, I agree. But as far as I'm concerned, the nobility and the clergy have absolutely nothing to offer the Amethyst Academy. We don't need to rule over them, but there's no need for us to play by their rules, especially when the world is in danger.
In fact, it's the religion that marches on us.
Good point.
And we need to meet them with similar power.
Why do we make sacrifices for their whims when there are things that need to be done?
Because sacrifice is the only way that we're going to get through this together. My father has sacrificed himself for years to make sure that the city doesn't come crumbling down on itself.
I'm sorry, who's your father?
Well, he was the previous Johannizer, the steward.
Oh. Right. Well, if you want to hold on to a useless monarchy that has never done anything good for anybody, then you can do so without my help.
You're against the monarchy?
Pluto, your nephew's the one that's going to be inheriting.
We need your help, Miss Greymere. And frankly, I agree.
Do you need my help? Or does some whelp need my help? So
Well-
that they can rule over...
So what happens when we try to
No,
just do
no.
Nerd's homework?
We need your help because,
I like what she's saying.
and we need to drive these monsters out of this city. So there needs to be we need to get down to that crater and understand. Well, I can't fathom, my brain doesn't wrap around it, but I got to get this one down there, and he's not going to get down there alone. So I got to get him down there.
If you're interested in finding out what the delirium is really about, finding out what's in the crater, and discovering its secrets, then I'm interested in working with you. But I'm not wasting my time with bootlickers working to restore a worthless monarchy.
Ryan?
I'm pacing across like the be like, Sebastian.
No, this is important. All of this aside, I came to Drakenheim. The reason why I'm in this city in the first place is because I was brought here by my nightmares. I have been linked to this meteor since the moment it crashed into Drakenheim. There was something about it that it called to me before it even crashed.
And what if I told you that we could find the answers to that?
then I would be willing to work with you.
And what if I told you that the price of that was that no one would ever live in this city again?
Why?
Because as long as we hold on to that, we might not be able to do what has to be done to find out the secrets of Delirium, to find out its full potential, its full power. If we want to hold on to the idea that this place is, that this kingdom, that these symbols that you wear mean anything, the truth is out there and we can learn it. But as long as we're wearing symbols like those, we're never going to find them.
The symbols, they represent more than just this city. They represent what I talked about before, a union, a collaboration between a group of people.
Those symbols have no more power than the illusions I used to look like a scary banshee.
Yeah, and it was scary.
Exactly.
And people react to it.
But it's a trick.
I've spent most of my life lying my way through things, but I gotta believe that we can help here. That's why we came here. We're all here to try to help Drakenheim. And yeah, I don't really care what your thoughts on the monarchy are. You can love them or hate them. I mean, you know, we're doing our best. But
Why'd you look at me?
oh, you've got a lot of stakes there.
Yeah, I know, but like, I'm not a huge fan of being ruled over either.
We're not here to...
Yeah, because you're usually the one that does the ruling.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. I've been saying that most of the time.
And I'm not here to fold to the Academy's whims. I've never have been. I took the power that they offered me and used it to try to help people here. I've tried to help as best I could. Yeah, there was an incident with some rats, but it's being taken care of. The point is, my mother told me that I need to go to the crater. And now I'm making it sound like I'm going to the whims of my mother, which is not the case.
Give me a persuasion check.
Yeah, 13.
You know, Sebastian, you're strange. Maybe your heart's in the right place, and maybe it'll just take a little bit more time for you to figure it out once you see how things are going to go. But it's your two friends here that I'm not sure about.
We need to get down there. And you have the obvious means. Now, I'm sure you're tired of surviving.
I like being alive.
There's got to be more. And I'm sure you want more, and I'm sure you want to continue your research. So back to the original plan. We bring you a pristine sphere of delirium, and that can push your research forward and maybe make you a safer place or help you get out of here, and we get what we need from the bottom of the crater to help drive these things out. We can work together.
My only inroad, if I am to actually progress my research forward, I will need to work with the Academy again. And if you bring me that geode, I can offer the Academy my knowledge and expertise. And that will get me back into the tower again.
You can be like an outside consultant. You don't have to deal with them directly, right?
No, I will. You bring me the geode, you give it to me, and I'll use that as my own bargaining chip.
You show us how to make your armor, and we'll get you that geode.
I can't teach you how to make this armor unless you're willing to spend 90 days under my instruction. It's about the fastest I could teach you how to make it. But
We don't have 90 days.
Don't we?
but I can retrofit mine, and I'm working on a second one. It'll be one full suit and one partial suit. That's what I can offer you now.
That's great. 1.5 suits for 3 of us.
Divvy it up.
I mean, we were gonna go in the crater anyways.
Luckily, Ryan, I have invented a spell that can protect us when we go in the crater. So, I suppose in this instance, your 1.5 suits will suffice.
All right.
I did it.
Yeah, you did it.
Then we got a deal.
Hard nut to crack, really.
The only thing that I need to hear from is this one.
Oh,
Because I'm still honestly not entirely convinced that you two aren't going to betray me.
I'll bring you back that delirium crystal. I think if that geode is what you want in exchange for our need, then we can work as a one-time transaction. We get it done, job's done, and you keep doing your dome thing, which is, like, I mean, it's nice in here. It's clean. I like it. It's dry, and we'll keep doing our thing, and maybe our paths will cross again.
I'll be honest. I came in here with the intention of stealing your homework. I've had bad experiences with mages. Some good from the academy, some bad. But if my friends say they're gonna do it, I'll follow them.
This is the important part, Ryan. We are a team. And so no matter what happens to Drakenheim, there's a group of people.
Name the Jackson 3.
We're Drakenforce. We settled this.
Oh, yes. I guess that's the more neutral.
Drakenforce is working to improve the situation here in Drakenheim. Whether nobility, religion, the Amethyst Academy, whoever rises during this time, the people who help are going to be the ones in control. These two listen to me.
We listen to
He's
each
not
other.
he's not the leader or
Of
anything.
3 crows. Leader of the 3 crows. And
Look, Ryan, he's painting a bigger picture than needs to be.
if I...
Sebastian, I need to hear from her that I can trust her.
If what you need is the crystal in order to give us your knowledge, we'll find you a crystal. But then I'm done. I'm done making deals with mages that can't agree with the rest of the mages, that go off on their own.
Most mages can't agree with the rest of the mages. I don't agree with the rest
Give
of
me
the
a
mages.
persuasion check, Vance.
Uh, 31.
What?
12 plus 19?
Wow!
You have a better...
Vance become a persuasive commander.
When did you get better persuasion than me?
Are you sure that's not a bug in your character sheet?
I don't know.
Oh, you took expertise in persuasion.
Yeah.
Why am I doing all the talking? Who's Sebastian Crow now?
Veo's always convincing people to eat more food, and it's really taken its course in social interaction.
Also, if all goes well, you can come for breakfast, lunch, and dinner at the barracks anytime.
I'm more intimidating than you and only slightly better at lying. Only slightly better
I mean,
at
that's a
lying.
pretty good invitation. You get an invitation to the Lord Commander's feast, which is heralded, by the way.
I'm sure you have a really hard time getting something good to eat around here.
Conjured food does get boring. I was going to ask you to give me your badge as collateral, but you're a cute cat.
Whatever just happened, like Veo stepped forward and gave the speech with such... I'm just, like, Sebastian's just sitting here like, who am I? What is my role in this party?
Cats can be very persuasive.
I just did like the Puss in Boots eyes. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
A word of warning when you go there. Take this bit of advice. You know that the delirium grows. The haze grows with it. And as it grows, it brings in more and more planar energy. From possible realities, alternate dimensions, places that could never be. There could be dimensional rifts in that crater that cause all manner of horrors or creatures to spawn. So be careful.
Okay. You seem intelligent, Ryan. About this whole thing. About delirium. When you're talking about these planar rifts in the crater, is there a chance of there being gateways to places? Would you be able to take things out from these other places?
From all that I can determine, because the delirium is raw magical potential, that's what's coming in. There's no way of knowing whether these gateways will lead to one place or another. And because of that, the most likely place they end up is the space between worlds. It's a roiling non-place, which can be kind of, well, you can get to everywhere and nowhere from there.
Is that where you go?
I've been there. Got lost there for a little while. Found my mom. Lost my mom. Found her again. Ate a towel. Good day.
That was one day.
Yeah. It's been a long few months. Ryan, I might need your help. I know that I've already asked for your help, but we might need to continue to talk.
What are you getting at?
I feel like there's a lot that I can learn from you.
Wait, you don't want to cause one of these things to open.
No, we...
What if I lost something?
No, you don't want to use delirium to open dimensional rifts.
What if I need to get that something back?
You could start off a complete resonance cascade. If there was more than one dimensional rift active in an area as small as Drakenheim, that alone could set off an incredible cascade of planar energy. If there was more than one, if there were 2 or 3, even more, the amount of contaminated magical energy that would pour in from those rifts, it would make this place completely inhospitable, and it would make it bigger.
Unless we had some really great mages helping out. What if I lost... It's not something, Ryan. What if I lost someone? What if I need to get someone back?
And maybe there's some things that you should let go of before you start meddling in magic that could unravel parts of reality.
I've dabbled in it before.
No, we don't want to do that. No, we want to make it better. We want to make it
Trying to
better.
make Drakenheim better, not worse.
Yeah, not that.
I came here. I've been talking to my mom. I got the point of me being here, going to that crater. It's all... I gotta get her back.
From what I'm understanding, if you do this, it's like another rattling problem. Rattling's just
Yeah,
multiplied. We
we've-
don't need multiplying rifts.
We've learned. I mean, I hope we've learned from our mistakes.
There's gotta be a way.
There are ways to travel to other worlds, but this is not the way to do
Other
it.
ways.
Fine. But if there is a way, I need help figuring that out.
if you see dimensional rifts, if you see a dimensional rift in the crater of any kind, that's bad. And don't go through it.
I probably won't.
Can we close it?
A true dimensional rift, normally we would need to build something to create a portal to another world, like a gateway. And of course, then you just destroy the gateway, you destroy the power source. But the problem is that the delirium creates a self-sustaining source. You would need to destroy the delirium or whatever else it's drawing on for power to collapse that rift. And even then, it would leave scars throughout the planes that would, well, you'd need sustained power to keep them closed.
I think the Academy could use you. Here in Drakenheim specifically. I think
I don't disagree with you.
I think that
That's why she wants the job.
yeah, it's starting to make sense. I don't know. It's if anybody should be here in Drakenheim studying delirium and solving problems, could be the two of us. Ryan, this could be the start of a beautiful friendship.
See the frustration on her face. Just
Turn that
sense it.
frown upside down.
Palpable.
Sebastian Crow.
Filling the air.
Son of Lenneth Eventide. One of the greatest mages of the Academy.
I'm willing to work with you on that. But the second the Academy has me making magic swords so nobles can fight their cute little wars, I'm out.
Speaking of, there's a war coming.
You know what? Maybe you better just go. Maybe I should just show you the suits before we.
Yeah.
That would be lovely. That would be
Let's keep going.
Okay.
It's touchy.
She opens the door on the stage, and on the other side of the door, it opens into what looks like a very spacious and well-appointed mansion. And she says, "I'll be back in a moment." Closes the door. She comes back out with just in her mage's robes, without the armor that she was wearing, and a small golden, a small piece of gold carved in the shape of a chest. She drops the chest down, and all of a sudden, it transforms into a much larger trunk that is filled with neatly stacked books and other pieces and materials. As I call this Hazewalker plate. What I have is a suit of full plate and a suit of half plate. It's the half plate isn't quite finished though. You're welcome to take these. But again, when you get back from the crater, I want these back. Do not give these to the Academy.
Okay.
That's reasonable.
Do not tell the Academy I made these.
Do you want us to keep it secret from the Academy?
If you give these to the Academy, if they find out, I lose my bargaining chip.
I want to work with you. But I'm going to be honest. It's a rare thing for me. Here we go. Eldrick sent us here to find out what you were working on and if there's a way that we can use that. He's going to want to know. We have to report to him before we head into the crater. But, wanting to work with you, I am going to tell Eldrick that I will not give him the armor, as that is part of the deal in order for us to be able to use it. If I give it to you, if I give it to Eldrick,
Don't give it to Eldrick.
then I lose the ability to use it, and I lose the companionship with you, which is what Eldrick wants us to do, is to get your help. So I'm going to tell him that we're going to do everything that you requested, because that's the help we need. But I do need to tell Eldrick what we found here.
And you can tell him to start preparing the Archmage's chamber in the Inscrutable Tower for me.
I will do so.
Yeah, tell him.
I'll tell him.
Okay. The Hazewalker plate. It is plate armor or half plate armor. There's one suit of plate armor, one suit of half plate.
You're taking the plate. You're taking the half plate. I'm
You're fine.
oh, I'm fine.
Because the half plate suit is incomplete, it does not have all the properties of the full plate. The full plate armor confers the following benefits. You're immune to diseases and the poison condition, and you gain advantage on saving throws against any effect that causes contamination. You have resistance to necrotic and poison damage, and you don't need to breathe. The half plate suit, though, only gives advantage on saving throws against contamination. It does not have the other effects.
Advantage on the throws
Yeah.
or contamination.
Yeah. And
Immune to
the-
disease, poison condition, advantage on saves against contamination,
Mhm.
and what else? Right?
And you don't need to breathe, and you have resistance to necrotic and poison damage. The armor, the full plate armor, is hermetically sealed. So when you put the helmet on, there's actually an audible hiss as it closes.
And then he starts Darth Vader breathing.
Pretty much.
And is it what kind of
Half plate.
just half?
Yeah.
So what it sounds like is when I throw up the neutralizing field, you're going to want to stick near me still, but you can pop out. You're free to
Wander about.
wander about, protect
I
us.
wander, and I appreciate you letting me off the leash a little bit.
You're in charge of making sure I don't drop that neutralizing
And
field,
note that
though.
because it is regular half plate, not the mithril half plate that you have for the being Lord Commander, you do have disadvantage on stealth checks while you wear it, because it does make it does make the sounds of respiration and purification as you wear it.
Welcome,
We're-
welcome to the show. Me and Veo, the Clunk Clunk, and his companion Clank Clank.
I mean, I have a plus 15 to stealth, so even with
Don't rub it in, okay? We're the same now. We're the same now. My stealth is +1. You're.
She puts the armor on, and you're like clunk clunk, and she's still like silently
How did you
walking.
do that? You're
When
missing pieces.
When we go into the crater, we're not gonna. There's not many places to hide. We're gonna be in a terrible field of rock and horror.
I will always find places to hide.
Good luck in that
You
armor.
doubt my hiding abilities?
All right, prove me wrong, Veo. Prove me wrong.
Okay.
I-
I think.
All right, cool.
You mentioned that you have a spell that you've learned.
Create it.
That you created.
Invent it. Would you like me to teach it to you
Yes.
when
I
I
would.
get back?
You have a spell book, don't you?
No?
Oh, you're a sorcerer. Oh.
Wait, what?
No, you can teach me when you get back.
Just because some of us come by it naturally and don't have to study very hard doesn't mean you have to talk down to me.
I'm sure you're very talented.
I killed a flesh monster in a castle. What have you been doing?
I discovered how to make delirium into magic items.
Okay, yeah. That's different strokes for different folks, you know? Some of us kill monsters with magic, some of us create magic items. I think we're both excellent.
Really trying to build yourself up there, right?
I think we're on the same. You guys are the same. Me and Ryan Graymere, kind of the same. You know,
Wait, why am I? We're not the same.
you both have armor and suck at stealth, and we are both in.
You're really losing it here. You're really
Maybe you
losing
could
it.
go.
We're ready to go. As
You guys
Sebastian rambles, he's been talking to his mother a lot and eating towels too much.
It was
He's
one
just out of
time
it.
in the past 2 days.
He's kind of out of it.
It's been a really hard month. Been talking to a lot of shadows recently. They talk back. Anyway, let's
We
get...
worried for you.
Never.
I'm very worried. In fact, if we're being very honest about this, I feel like you went starry-eyed for Ryan because there's a chance that she knows how to open portals to other dimensions, and we literally just got over this. Like we
just closed
like
one.
and it was terrifying, and many people died. Like a lot of people died to do that, and we made a lot of mistakes. And if we don't learn from that,
Pluto.
that's gonna feel really, really hard to explain to people.
I know it's been a little while, but you're forgetting the promise you guys made me when we closed that gate. Remember that I said, yeah, we're going to close this gate, but Mouse is still in there and I need to get her back. And you guys said, we'll get her back together, Sebastian.
We will, but the
I think there was a little asterisk there that's meant
yeah,
as safe
not
as
not the
possible,
floodgates of death, and like she used the word cascade like 4 times. Like there's a lot of danger.
Cascades aren't always bad.
They're always bad. They're always bad.
What about like a cascade of snacks?
It's too many snacks. It's even for Veo.
I don't know. I could eat my way out of a cascade.
What
of
about a
snacks.
cascade of glory? I don't know. Is that your thing?
But this
Okay,
is
my
more
hands
like
are tied. Yeah, you really
like a
cornered me on this.
cascade of death and destruction. So we want to avoid.
All I'm asking is,
Bring all the
please,
snacks.
please do not
I'll be careful.
go blind when it comes to
Pluto.
saving.
Pluto. You and me versus the world. We talked about this. Pluto and Sebastian. And Veo.
I just don't want to explain to another mage why there's another hole in the reality.
Okay, well, be careful. But if there's like a hole and Mouse is like, hey, I'm right here, then we're gonna...
Yeah, and if you nail it like that, then I'm not worried. But what I am worried is that you're gonna start poking stuff down in the crater.
We have to start thinking about the consequences of our actions.
Finally, somebody says it in this group.
The dumb thing.
Episode... What episode...
We're like well over, like coming up on 100 episodes.
Like episode 100 or something.
100 game sessions later, we have to start thinking about the consequences of our actions.
Vale, you said it.
There's on to something, I think.
You might...
You know what? I'm gonna tuck that away, and I'm gonna let it stew. I'm gonna let it stew and just think about that. That's really wise.
It might be future Veo problem, but we probably should at some point.
I'm trying to say, like, you're right. We've caused a lot of problems. Drakenheim... Is Drakenheim better now than when we got here? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
Is it?
We saved the queen.
Yeah, but the ratlings.
Okay,
Then
look,
she
over.
died
kinda
in
even
the
out.
Castle.
Yeah.
We saved the castle. The throne room is mostly devoid of
We
monsters.
still can't sit on the throne.
Well, that's because it's horrible.
Still.
We're working on
There's
it.
an army coming to destroy all the things.
And there's the ratlings that have taken
It's a work
over.
in progress, okay? I'm not gonna show someone, you know, the house that's half built. We gotta finish. We gotta finish what we started, and it does lead to the bottom of that crater.
Sometimes when you're doing surgery, if that's a thing that people do in this world, you know, when you walk in halfway...
Explain surgery.
So in wizarding school, sometimes you have to cut open people and cast spells inside of it. It's weird. But when you walk in the middle of it, it's horrible.
Oh yeah, but when,
That's where I'm going with
got
this.
it.
When you walk in the middle of that type of magic, it looks
messy.
like murder.
It's scary.
So Drakenheim looks like a mess right now because we're halfway through.
Yeah, we just need to make sure we keep the blood flowing, right?
You're
Not
right.
just
Yeah, going back to the
chop all the insides.
I may
chopping
have
up
been
thing.
spending a little too much time in alternate dimensions
Yeah,
lately, and
yeah.
it's kind of rattling my brain a little. But I hear you guys.
So what's
Thank
your
you.
next move? Where are you gonna head to next?
We're supposed to go report to Eldrick.
Lucretia
Is that what they
Matthias.
No, we need look. Yeah.
We
I
gotta go.
thought we report to Eldrick, then we go to Lucretia, then we go into the crater, because Lucretia's at the edge of the crater.
Yeah, but what if Lucretia wants to talk about the armor?
Then are we just going into the... do we
I
still have the ability to contact Eldrick?
No, because you're inside the haze right now. So
Sending stones or anything.
We're supposed to report to Eldrick as soon as we leave Ryan Greymere, and then we go to... Because Lucretia's on the way to the crater.
Yeah, we're already in,
in the city.
and we're gonna go back and then back in.
Yeah, I'm like, oh,
We're here, Eldrick's here, Crater's here, Lucretia's here. So we can just boop, and
I
then
mean,
go...
like you're here, and yeah.
We just gotta take Styx's ferry.
Yeah, but Eldrick's the opposite direction.
Exactly.
yeah, we don't go to Eldrick.
We're not going to report to him?
What do we got to tell him?
Tell them we're all done.
We tell him we success. We won.
He told us to go talk to Ryan Greymere and go immediately back and let him know how it went.
Oh, are you now suddenly? You were just telling me how you want to abandon the. Now you're like suddenly Eldrick. Like, oh, run to Eldrick. Where are you right now? Thought you were biting their hands. You were just showing off for Ryan, or?
All right. All right. We're going to the crater.
Okay.
Got him, Vale. Got
What?
him. Sorry.
Donning your new equipment, you travel back through the city streets along the well-established routes that Veo has mapped out, across the bridges, and towards, and past the monastery, towards the crater's edge, where you suspect, where you know that along the crater's edge is a chapel that you've heard of. You haven't traveled here before. It's known as the Chapel of St. Gresha, and it is the pilgrimage destination for many of the followers of the Falling Fire. Having scouted the area around the crater heavily in the South Ward, in the past, this journey was a difficult and harrowing experience. But with your weeks now of that you've spent traveling towards here, you're generally pretty good at navigating your way around the monsters and areas of these ruins to get towards the crater's edge at all in the first place. Is there anything in particular that you'd like to do or prepare as you set out from this point?
Oh yeah. I'm gonna use my Lord Commander's seal,
R.
and I'm gonna bell. Well, okay. We got.
Get a
What's
good one.
important is we have to get somewhere where it says bellowing command clearly audible to all creatures within 300 feet. So I hope there's nothing that's gonna chase us after I bellow this command. And I bellow.
Do it inside the wall of force. Would that help? Would that help suffocate?
Yeah,
it?
but you've already left.
Oh.
I've already left.
Okay.
Did I
Yeah,
say?
you say that as we're like halfway to the...
We should have done that.
We should have done this way back there. Thanks, Pluto.
And I get prepared and like, we must be back before supper. So let's get going and not die.
I feel great.
So you gain 20 temporary hit points each.
Woo!
And they're as long as you have temporary hit points that remain, you get advantage on attack rolls and saving throws.
Wow.
So don't lose them.
Sorry, we have advantage... What?
Advantage on attack.
All attack rolls and saving throws?
On attack rolls and saving throws, as long as you keep those temporary hit points.
Wow.
That's great. Who created these magic items?
Some idiot.
Fantastic. Temporary hit points.
That's what it says in the book.
Temporary hit points.
Oh! Right.
You just-
It does not change your hit points maximum.
Yep.
Right. That makes sense.
I mean, it was you went for it.
You know,
I mean, I feel inspired.
I feel hungry.
You persuaded me to go on a horrible adventure for the promise of food at the end.
And I just pull out a snack and I start munching on it. And
Do you
I'm
have
like,
any more?
Pluto?
Recoil.
get your own snack.
You were supposed to bring mine. I put it in your pouch. Did you eat it?
Yeah, you're in charge of food.
You put it in my pouch. It's mine.
All right. As Veo did utter a bellowing command, you can all roll me a d6.
Oh no.
Oh no.
5.
1.
6.
Uh-oh.
Okay. 5, 1, and 6. Okay. As the command uttered, you head into the South Ward ruins, where you see that the sound of Veo's command has attracted several monsters who are battling against a pilgrimage of the Falling Fire.
No.
Do we help them?
We help them.
Do
What?
We have to go talk to the Krisha
Do you know
Matthias.
how many pilgrims die just on these? Like, this is normal. This is normal for
Don't
them.
normalize this.
We're also. Are we gonna get a chance to come out of the haze after this?
Okay, you wanna help them.
We just, I mean,
I
We help them from afar. Can we like get on a rooftop and?
Lucretia Matthias is helping us right
Well,
now.
we don't know that. She just wants to talk to us.
No, we made an alliance with her
Oh yeah,
back at the cathedral.
that's true.
That was only a few weeks ago, Vea.
she saved us, and I think it is our duty to save these.
You're traveling down the broken streets, and you can see that there's a group of maybe less than 10 pilgrims of the Falling Fire, and they're beset upon as clearly the group was, with the thickness of the haze, you couldn't necessarily see the 300-foot distance, and so the group of monsters were coming towards your direction, but the group of pilgrims was between you and them, so they've run into the group. And so there's several axe-bearing warriors who are trying to fight off perhaps a dozen delirium dregs.
We can,
Horrific mutated creatures slathering at the common folk.
we can help.
All right, we'll help them.
Ignatius! And I'm gonna charge to close the gap.
All right, roll for initiative.
I rolled a 20.
24.
22.
7.
So we got
Ignatius.
Vale's 24.
24.
Sebastian's 22.
Okay.
What was a big old 7?
And we will just run this one theater of the mind style rather than using the battle grid, because I don't quite have the setup for that. Alrighty.
We weren't expecting
Yeah.
to kill
Yeah.
these
So-
poor pilgrims.
There is kind of a cratered section of street here among several ruins where the group of pilgrims are beset by the delirium dregs. In total, there are these slathering creatures with elongated limbs, teeth growing out of teeth, grasping and reaching at the sackcloth-wearing pilgrims with all their might and rage. Vale, you are the first to act.
Is there a rooftop nearby that I can?
Out here in the South Ward, most buildings that remain are barely a story tall because they're in the short range of the blast radius, so there are no real rooftops to speak of, so much as just rubble and broken buildings.
And how far away are we from them? Approximately.
You are approximately 70 feet away. Just again, with the thickness of the deep haze, it's hard to get visibility beyond 100 feet. So you're kind of just through the billowing mists and the ruins, you see the side of this fight occur.
So I just stand there. I look at you guys, say, "Okay, we'll help them," and I take out my longbow and I just start taking shots.
Yeah, you see amongst the group of pilgrims, there looks to be there's about 8 pilgrims and 10 of the dregs in total. They appear to be led by a singular priest, and there's 2 other warriors amongst them, and then the rest are just the surviving pilgrims. One of them carries a torch ahead of them, and another carries a brazier. they look like hardened folk, and already you can see the harried look in their expressions as you get close to them.
Whatever I guess I deem as like the weakest. So you said there's guys with axes already going
Yeah.
in. I'm like, you seem like you need some help. I aim at the closest dreg to them.
Alrighty.
Yeah. Okay. 15 to hit.
That is a hit.
Woohoo! Let me just. Okay, so I got Dread Ambusher plus regular damage plus sneak attack because I had advantage.
Die, Drake, die.
Plus 18. 18 plus 20. 30. 37.
The delirium drag is wrapping its tentacled limbs around a frailer looking man, and you shoot it right through the head, and it collapses to the ground dead.
1. And I take another shot at the one that's closest from there. 21 to hit.
Also a hit,
19 damage.
and once again another drag falls.
And one more because it's my first round with Dread Ambusher. Oh, yeah. 18 plus 8. So 19 damage.
3 shot down in the opening Slavo, as 3 of these creatures were surrounding the one frailer man. You shoot the 3 of them down entirely as another woman screams. Sebastian, what are you going to do?
Running alongside, Veo's starting to pull ahead, Pluto's starting to fall behind, and we're all running towards them. And I turn to my 2 companions and I point a finger at each of them, and a shadowy tendril lashes out from my finger and starts wrapping around them, and I'm going to twin cast haste
Okay.
on both my companions as your own shadows start to like flit about you, and you feel empowered with speed and strength.
All right. Anything else, Sebastian?
I'm just gonna run towards them. I'm 70 feet away, so I move 30 feet towards them, and that's gonna be it.
Okay. As the first several drop down, several 2 more of these mutated creatures, one with frenzy in its eyes, screeching and babbling incoherently, another covered in sharpened spines, its limbs just spikes of bone, tear into a pair of the falling fire pilgrims, rending apart one of the warriors and cutting down another one of the pilgrims.
No. With my newfound speed, would 60 feet get me close enough?
Yes.
So I'm gonna run up and attack the first drag I can see, and just and I scream, Ignatius!
As the spine brute stands over the fallen body of the falling fire warrior, you drive Ignatius deep into its back.
Getting a 24 to hit for sorry, 23 damage.
Ignatius consumes it in righteous flames.
Ignatius! And then I keep running to the second drag. Can I reach it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Doing like more.
This creature
27
is
damage.
waddling forward, and you slice into its bloated form, and it explodes in a shower of acid and gore. Give me a dexterity saving throw.
You have advantage
And
because of haste.
Here.
is this a like an effect?
Yeah, it's an AoE.
I get a 16.
So you don't take 10 acid damage, but it's half as much on a successful one.
Now, I impose my shield
Oh, and
as
keep
the
those separated
shield
points.
master, and I deflect the oncoming barrage of acid.
Okay. One more delirium drag. One with it's just its entire head is a massive eyeball.
I'm going for it.
Woo.
I get a 22 to hit for 22 damage.
You ever seen that really disturbing movie? What is it? Oh my god, where the eye is cut.
Shion Andalou.
Yeah,
I've never heard of it.
yeah.
It's a film school movie.
So like I just slice.
Watching a burning blade cut into an eyeball, that's never gonna. It's just an image that's just implanted in your mind now.
I
and
realized my
it
French was terrible.
spurts eye goo, and it's dry on the outside, and it's all gnarly. And then I use my haste final attack as I cleave through it. I keep running at the next creature, getting a 29 to hit, dealing 31 damage.
With the final blow, cutting down another covered in almost shitness armor. Only a few of the dregs remain, who are cut down by the remaining warrior and another slavo of arrows from Veo. The pilgrims, one
Haste was good.
comes up to you. The surviving man, who's a stout man, named who introduces himself as Hopper, and he says, "Thank you. I'm not sure I would have been able to hold them off on my own."
It's what we're here to do. It's what we're here to do when we see those in trouble.
My name's Sebastian Crow, and I'm here to save you.
You might have heard someone yell, and that's why we came.
We heard a bellowing roar come out from across, someone talking about food, and then these creatures were set upon us. Strange magic reverberates around here. What are you doing in these parts?
Oh, we're just gonna have a chat with our good friend Lucretia. You might know her.
Are you pilgrims? Are you heading to the chapel?
You may have heard of us. We're Draken Force.
Several of the pilgrims look back and forth. I'm sorry. We most of us just arrived recently in Drakenheim. We're on our way to make our pilgrimage to the crater.
I'm the Lord Commander of Drakenheim. You might have heard of me, Veosenya.
Oh, nice to meet you.
Yes.
And I'm the great and powerful Sebastian Crow, Mage of the Amethyst Academy and Savior of Drakenheim.
And I'm their loyal companion. Wait, why are we bragging to this guy? Why?
We're making an impression. He needs to know who we are.
Yeah, that we save people.
You gotta keep running. It is not safe out here.
We've lost so many already. The priest amongst them, who's carrying the torch. She is woman, perhaps in her early 30s. She brings the torch up over the bodies of the fallen, and it immediately cremates their remains. And she gathers up the ashes and brings them into a pouch. Their spirits can still complete the pilgrimage. We are heading to take the sacrament with Lucretia Matthias. If you seek her, you may come with us. You could take the sacrament too.
Oh,
Have you heard of the falling?
Yeah,
Fire?
yeah, we've actually we're kind of busy.
Read the pamphlet.
we gotta actually, but hey, you know what?
Good stuff.
Good luck.
We'll
Really stay
go
on the
with them.
roads. Should we escort them?
We should, yeah, just so they don't get in any more trouble.
I mean, they're going where we're going. It would be this is like one of those situations where we're going to be like, see you later, and then we're all going to walk in the same direction.
Yeah, we don't want
We
that.
can protect you along the way, but once we meet Lucretia, and we'll have to part ways, and we're still thinking about this, you know, delirium in the chest and all. So, pause on that thought.
Oh,
Pause.
That was
Cat.
very well.
Pat.
Hopper, the warrior says, he takes his act. Well, We'll accept your help as a blessing, regardless.
Just remember, when you need help, Draken Force.
You move as a group towards the crater's edge. The followers of the Falling Fire almost walk as if drawn towards something, like moths towards a flame. Soon, the crackle of lightning and the smell of ozone intensifies, and the billowing winds send the haze mists streaking through the air as you know that you are approaching the edge of the crater. And that's where we'll take our break. And we are back from our short rest. We've restocked on potions and are ready to play some more D&D. So, our heroes, traveling with a small band of the followers of the Falling Fire, you make your way towards the crater's edge, where at the point where the Chapel of St. Grecia lies. And I think I'm going to read my own box text. Along the northwest side of the crater rests the Chapel of St. Grecia. Nothing remains of the domed rooftop. Instead, the bricks composing the circular chapel float in the air, deconstructed in perfect geometric order. Perhaps if the magic holding them aloft were broken, they would collapse back into their proper place. Inside the chapel walls, a lighted stone brazier stands upon a tiered marble dais. An entropic flame burns in an unnatural purple-red hue. The coals within are delirium shards. The mosaic of the floor is cracked and broken. Several platforms may have once held statues, but little else remains save blasted rock. Here, before the dais, as the pilgrims enter the chapel with you, stands Lucretia Matthias beside a shade of a woman that resembles a flamekeeper. Surrounding them are several knights garbed in the livery of the sacred flame, not unlike knights of the Silver Order. But but their armor is tarnished and worn, their weapons aged and rusted, and you can see the rot that clings, the little bit of rotten moss that clings to the bones that rattle within the armor.
Oh, this is pleasant.
Lucretia Matthias speaks. So at last you have come. Welcome. She gestures to the several of the pilgrims. Have you joined these pilgrims on their quest?
Lending a helping hand. They needed assistance from monsters.
Very well. I must set the faithful upon their next task. But you may watch and wait.
Thank you.
Pilgrims, you have journeyed long, but your quest is not yet over. Go down now along the edge of the crater and search its edge, this holy place, until you find a piece of the sacred charcoal in the shape of your soul. When you have found it, bring it back here, and the final step of your pilgrimage will begin. The weary-eyed pilgrims shuffle out of the chapel and begin groping along the crater's edge in search of their delirium shard.
Seems pretty dangerous.
could lose something down that edge.
Lucretia, if you don't mind me asking, what's the return rate on pilgrims?
Ours is not an easy path, but every righteous soul will find its final place. She takes the lantern that one of the pilgrims was carrying and holds it over the coals. And as she incants a prayer, you see several spirits weave their way out of the lantern and into the hot coals, finding their place in the crystals of the brazier, which brighten, glow, and become golden. She reaches into the fire with her bare hand, pulls out the shard. She says, "True soul burns with a cool flame. They will be kept safe here."
You know, every time that I think this is crazy, she has results. She just reached into a fire and pulled out golden delirium from the souls of the fallen. I don't know what it is you do, but it's intriguing.
Purpose. This is the most sacred purpose. This is our way, and this is our light. Here, in this place, this is where the sacred flame will set our blazing hearts alight as one.
You summoned us. We received your note.
Yes, I did. I have seen it, that you wish now to travel into the heart of the crater. Is this true?
Yes.
Yeah,
We must go.
heard you've been there.
Many years ago, I walked that path.
By yourself.
Indeed.
Can't be that hard then. What is she, like 90?
I mean,
She's pretty powerful.
yeah, don't let her.
We're pretty powerful.
Age and wisdom are amazing tools.
No, I know. I'm just saying, like, if she did it,
It is not age and wisdom that led me to fate. It is faith. It is thicker than any armor, sharper than any sword, and burns hotter than any flame. It is more truer than any prophet. With faith, you can find the way.
gotcha. Noted.
Well,
I have faith in you.
I have faith in you guys.
I have faith,
I have faith in you.
guys. I have faith that we'll find our way.
I have faith
I have faith in this armor.
I have faith in my mother's direction.
Hmm.
And it is faith that will save you from despair. Do not weep when you behold what is there. Know that with faith you will understand.
What did you see?
What is it?
Even after all these years, the words fail me. But I know that you will see it for yourselves, and that will be a better explanation than anything that I could deign to tell you.
How long ago was this?
This was... Flip to my historical timeline. This would have been
Look, so handy.
10 years ago.
Wait, so you've known and seen what's been in the crater and you haven't told anyone this whole time?
Not the case. Why do you think these people come here? Why do you think that I do what I do? Because I have seen. But one must
It is not enough to be told. To be told does not lead one to understanding. I learned that the hard way when the hierarch excommunicated me.
So have other followers done not just their initial pilgrimage, but a pilgrimage into the center of the crater? Or are you the only one that have...
It is not necessary for them to make that journey. Some have spoken of the desire to do it themselves, but they have not done so.
Huh.
At least and returned.
I mean, in your opinion, do you think any of your followers have the faith that you have in order to survive something like that?
In time, perhaps. But that is not what they have but regardless of whether or not they make it there or come back, their heartstone, their soul stone, is in the place that it must be.
Well, Miss Matthias, you're working with Drakenheim. We had a talk. You, the Academy, and the Hooded Lanterns were all working together to try to help Drakenheim. Put George on the throne. We're on an expedition into the crater, you know this. Could you offer us any aid, any help, anything that can help our research? We're hoping to learn some truths by venturing in to this crater. It would benefit Drakenheim for us to know these things.
Indeed.
So, anything that you can offer us on this journey, on this pilgrimage?
Can offer you my blessings and my prayers to steal your faith. In return, I ask one thing. You wield the blade, Saint Vitruvio. There are other relics of this great saint, and an old friend, too, that still are in the city. You saw the bones of the dragon beneath the cathedral.
Yes.
I've seen them too. The spirit stirs within those bones. It was said long ago by the Saint Vitruvio himself that in Drakenheim's darkest hour, the faithful would raise the mighty Argonath to defend the city and its people once more. I believe that we could do it.
You believe that those bones...
The time is upon us for Argonath to stir and defend the faithful, defend what Drakenheim now is.
You want to resurrect a dragon to fight for Drakenheim?
Argonath is a great defender of our faith and a protector of this place. With Argonath on our side, truth will be as clear as flame.
That sounds pretty cool.
How do you plan on resurrecting Argonath?
We have the blade of Argonath. We have phylactery. We have the blade Ignatius. We have the phylactery of Saint Vitruvio. There are other relics of Saint Vitruvio in Drakenheim. We must find them. But there is one other piece that we need. To resurrect a dragon that has been dead for so long, we'll need both faith and power. Perfect power. Pure, sacred charcoal to set alight the spell.
So we find 3. We're gonna find 3.
We have to find so much.
You know of what I speak.
The perfect delirium charcoal.
The great divine entities have spoken to me and have told me tales of a perfect delirium shard, perfect geometric shape that lies in the heart of the crater.
Indeed, I have seen it with my own eyes. It is there, part of the crater, a perfect delirium geode. When I was there, I did not understand it at the time, and I could not bring it back on my own.
Did you happen to see 3?
I know there is only one.
Oh my. This is another one of those.
Oh gosh.
Guess we can't play all sides.
Okay, So this crystal is necessary for the resurrection.
Yes.
And if we resurrect Dragon, you said he protects Drakenheim, but it also protects those of faith.
Argonath will heed the words of whoever wields the relics of Saint Vitruvio.
And what happens if somebody outside wields those first?
Only one who has shown their faith and fervor could ever truly wield all of Saint Vitruvio's relics.
Like taking the sacrament, you mean?
I suppose whatever the truth is will bear out in who wields them.
I guess my thoughts are, our enemies have a lot of faith. I think they have an ideal coming in to take over Drakenheim. I just want to make sure that we're not creating a weapon that can get in their hands.
We speak of the Illyrians.
But if the Illyrians were to march on Drakenheim, and even if they sent in, they have Griffin Riders, they have scouts. I mean, with Pluto holding the blade, they would need to kill Pluto.
But the faith that Argonath protects, it is the one you follow, or it is that of the
Or just strong faith, I guess, in general.
Yeah.
You have strong faith, they have strong faith. Whoever has the key to the box that has the bomb in it, you know?
They're both kind of part of the sacred flame. They're just differing opinions on its core.
We've had strong weapons before that got out of our hands. And it kind of
we lost.
Yeah, where
bit
we
of
gotta
a
start-
fishy, okay?
Really taking responsibility.
I'm not saying that I don't think this dragon is a great idea, Lucretia. I just think we have to be mindful about the consequences of about what could come back to haunt us.
Argonath's might will protect this city and the faithful. If you would be the one who would wield Argonath's power to take to the skies astride an ancient golden dragon at the head of an army of faithful.
That does sound really friggin' cool. The way you said it there. So everyone.
To fight for the faith like the heroes of old.
Oh, I kill so many things on a dragon. And every kill that the dragon gets is technically my kill. So.
I don't think anybody in Caspia wields the dragon.
No.
You'd be the first.
What are you doing? But you're also right.
So we just like.
I don't want to fan this flame, but Yeah, you'd kind of be a
So-
big deal in Caspian.
So we keep the armor. We betray Ryan and Eldrick.
No, 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 no. We ha-
I mean, what's going to help us more towards our goal of protecting Drakenheim and the faith?
okay,
Drakenheim.
Okay.
Having a golden dragon at our side will ultimately
we
be
need
better
to step
than...
outside. I need to use the little boys' room. Just my friends need to come with me. Give me a minute. I pull you guys outside. We
don't
walk.
have to- yeah, we don't have to give them the excuse. We can just leave. We
Give us a moment, please.
we just need some
Very well.
thinking time by the
Thank you.
crater.
Okay, yeah, I hear you that resurrecting a dragon is really, really cool, but also this is Lucretia Mathias we're talking about. Most of her ideals involve jamming a piece of delirium into our future king's chest.
Which we've already agreed to.
Yeah, and she's
agreed
already
to.
shown her immense power. If it wasn't for Lucretia, we would not have survived even close to the encounter with whatever was on the other side of that portal.
We also wouldn't have done the things that we have accomplished without the help of the Amethyst Academy, who is studying delirium and wants to use it to solve problems, which is why Eldrick wants it. We also could give it to Ryan, recruit her into the Amethyst Academy, changing the course of what the Academy represents.
I'm just thinking a dragon resurrecting delirium piece. Is that too much power for the Academy?
Here's the problem. She was very, very specific on who the dragon protects. I ain't faithful.
You're faithful to Drakenheim?
I'm faithful to Drac. That's not what she's talking about. She's talking about the meteor, the crater, delirium, faithful to the danger rock.
But that's what I mean. With the Illyrians stolen, maybe I don't think they would, Pluto. You got that under lock and key. But if they did, and they got the rest of Vitruvio stuff, could they not have a dragon on their side?
They could, but that involves scouring through maybe we find the relics of Saint Vitruvio, we lock them in the Academy Tower somewhere.
I don't think.
No,
that-
maybe keeping them in the same place is a bad idea. What if we find the relics, we give them to very powerful people?
I mean, you already gave the phylactery to Lucretia Mathias.
Lucretia Mathias has the phylactery. You have the sword. The other relics are lost in Drakenheim. It's not easy for the Illyrians to gather them all together.
I'm not saying it's easy. I'm just saying it's possible.
That dragon might kill us, Veo. What if it comes out and it's like, you don't believe in Lucretia's words, and eats me?
But it may at least start eating the Illyrians first.
Okay, yeah, the rats might eat the Illyrians first.
These
Can-
are all great points.
The Academy create a big enough weapon, I guess, out of this to do as much as the dragon would in this upcoming war. Because that's what's going to matter.
Me and Eldrick are working on some things.
It's just that I also think that, coming back to what Ryan was saying, there's an imbalance of power with the Academy. I appreciate all they do for us, but they absolutely hold the bigger stick in this scenario. And giving a dragon to these pilgrims, they got eaten on the way here. Like, they need a dragon more than anyone.
But if we give them a dragon, we don't want them to be equal with the Academy. We don't want Lucretia Mathias to actually rule Drakenheim with
She's
a
not
dragon.
gonna rule
We're the ones
Drakenheim.
with Ignatius, so
She kind of has, yeah. It's like, it's like step parents. We're like, got to listen to both of us.
Yeah, and one person needs to wield all of the Lucretia's gonna ask you to jam a rock in your chest, Pluto.
Probably. And you know what? Honestly, it's looking pretty good.
No, it's not.
I mean, the idea that I don't have to wear all this like special armor, it breathes nice in here, but it definitely smells like a mage that lived on their own for like 10 years. And so I don't know about you, but the idea that I could just like have something that protects me constantly from the horrors, and also like you guys still have not improved on the Aqua Expurgo formula, and you're like,
It's only been a few months, okay? We went through rigorous testing. Thank you for being a test subject. It's working, and I'm creating spells, and me and Eldrick are working on a plan that's going to help Drakenheim defend itself against the Illyrians.
working on a plan
Has a plan.
ancient bone dragon.
Yeah, that's also her working on a plan. We have to
She
go.
kind of has a plan.
Yeah, she has a
and
pretty
the
good plan.
material components in order to do
Okay,
the
okay.
thing.
Me and Eldrick have a plan.
Can you let us in on the plan because you've been hiding the plan this whole time?
I am not allowed.
You are just Eldrick's.
I am not. But I'm trying this. I'm trying this new thing.
Where's your loyalty lie?
My loyalty is with you guys.
Doesn't sound like it.
So you continue talking.
Okay, what do you want to know? Ask me anything. I'll answer.
What are you gonna do with that crystal?
A nice crystal.
Probably build a giant force field around Drakenheim.
I mean, that's not a bad idea.
I mean, that's not bad. Is it?
Oh, options, Pluto!
That's like a dragon.
Okay, you know that thing that Ryan Graymer was working on?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Imagine that, but better and way, 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 way bigger.
But
Can
does
we
that?
go through that and they can't come out?
Well,
Are we
well,
trapped inside a force suit?
Okay, when I said we're working on it, these are the nuances that we're trying to figure out. Okay, there's a bit going on here, but we need that perfect shard in order.
You can't get like a slightly less perfect shard and have it work?
Okay, like it's Eldrick. He's the one who knows what he's talking about. I'm most like I'm keeping
You
up.
know what's going on.
Yeah, thank you. My mom seems to kind of think this is a good idea. I need to talk to her again. I kind of tried to be hazy on the subject matter, and she kind of gave me one-word answers.
I think
always.
what we can focus on definitely is at least we know we need to go get this crystal. How we decide to use it, we don't have to decide that now, but we do have three important options that we need to consider. Who's getting this crystal?
Because there is also the problem that like Ryan Graymer makes a really good point, and yeah, I like Eldrick's a great guy. He's been really good to me. You have to understand that there was a time in my life when I could have been executed for what I did at the Amethyst Academy. Because of Eldrick Runeweaver, I was not. I was simply let go, and because of Eldrick Runeweaver, I was brought back in. Eldrick is not the bad guy. I understand that there are higher ups at the academy that are kind of messing around with things that we don't necessarily love. But Eldrick is not the bad guy here.
No, I don't think he's the bad guy.
No.
I think that if this is seriously your plan, it needs to be more thought out than this conceptual thing. Because Ryan Graymer
Okay.
actually has a working model, and even they, the one that invented this technology, isn't willing to work with the academy on you. So what's your timeline? Because there's a dragon
Okay,
underneath
okay.
that can just get brought back. That seems to be the winner.
You're talking as if Lucretia Mathias just is going to walk down there and be like, all right, dragon, let's go. Like, I'm sure there's
Probably.
like,
Yeah, that sounds like that's what she does. And she just did that with the crystal.
oh, so now we're all, oh, Lucretia Mathias knows everything. Everything she does is perfect. Like, yeah,
that doesn't sound like me. No, that's not what I said.
Amethyst Academy does research. We need the shard to do the research. We have a theory.
What if you
We
use
have-
the shard for the research and it goes pew, and then we don't have a shard to actually use it?
Okay.
Or you
look,
can't get it done in time, and then it was just a big for nothing.
The Amethyst Academy has never caused major catastrophic events. They're backtrack. The Amethyst Academy has learned a lot about delirium, and we have a really good hypothesis. I've been working on this for a while
Well, then why have you kept it hidden from us?
because I'm not supposed to talk about it. Eldrick doesn't want me talking about it.
Why not?
Project Super Shield is not something that we're supposed to be He hasn't even told the rest of the academy about it.
This sounds fishy. This comes back to Veo's thing about helping random mages and then getting backstabbed. All the secrecy, all the lies. We tried to lay it out all on the table
Okay.
when we went down in that dungeon.
No, what was it? After the Zone of Truth. Before that, it was kind of sketchy.
Guys, hear me out here.
Ignatius has forced me to tell a lot of yeses, a lot of truths. I've been really truthful. It's hard for me to lie now,
Hear
okay?
me-
Because I love stabbing things with this guy.
Hear me out on this. The Amethyst Academy keeps a lot of secrets because in the past, we got murdered for trying to push the boundaries of magic. Lucretia Matthias wants to protect all of the delirium. Us experimenting with delirium, us using it to create magic items. Your sword is a holy relic, so whatever.
Yeah, it's bad breach.
Bad example. But the magical creations that we've made to push forward what magic can do, Lucretia Matthias is not going to stand for that. So guess who can't know about Project Super Shield? Lucretia Matthias. Any of them. The Illyrians can't know. The Hooded Lanterns might not even like this. We don't know what the reaction's going to be.
Do you like?
You know.
What say you, Veo, Lord Commander, the Hood Lanterns?
See,
I've already said that I think.
what happens near the crater stays near the crater.
Does it? I don't
Hello?
know that.
I'm talking to you. Asked me to tell the truth.
It's
and
because you're beside Ignatius. You're just doing this because you have to.
you told me that there's trust here. You're not just a
There
Hooded
is
Lantern.
trust, but what I'd have to do is make the best decisions for Drakenheim.
You are
and as
Veo
long as
Pena.
that-
You are my best friend.
Wow.
And that is first, before your Lord Commander.
Yes, but
You're more than you're good.
we all are here working towards saving Drakenheim. So Sebastian, I'm not gonna say no, but I need to see that it's gonna be the right choice, or else I'm not gonna make that choice.
I'm even torn though because Ryan Graymere she knows some stuff. I mean, she already has a working prototype of what me and Eldrick are trying to work on. So folding her into this could make it better. Could make the plan.
But she doesn't want to work with you guys.
She wants to work with us in a position of power.
And what is she going to do with that?
She
Take
wants-
over Drakenheim as mages. She's already made that pretty clear that she doesn't care about
She
the
wants.
other parts of it.
Yeah, she's getting ready to burn Drakenheim.
She wants to help mages. She wants to continue her work on Delirium. Guys, we build Super Shield. Guess what the Amethyst Academy gets to do? Continue their work on Delirium.
She's not going to go with Super Shield.
Yes, she is.
How do you know?
Because it checks all of her boxes. She can sit in the Amethyst Academy's the Inscrutable Tower. She gets to sit there. She gets to lead the experiments on Delirium. Her and Eldrick, maybe they can be BFFs. I may be dreaming here, but maybe they get along. Maybe they're like, oh, let's work on Delirium stuff together. Oh, Sebastian, do you want to be our right-hand man? You can, stand next to the throne and, be, Archmage Junior or something. Like the three of us.
Yeah, it sounds like three people trying to get the same job.
And
And I've had this happen in Caspia before, and it usually ends with one person and two people dead. Because three people can't have the same job. Is that two people gotta die?
And Sebastian, in a world where Ryan Graymere is leading the academy, we don't matter.
Yeah, we're out of there.
You may be top banana. We are apples that get trampled under the tree.
Look, maybe she's great for project. What's it called? What's it? Is that a working title, or is that you settled on it?
I haven't told Eldrick that that's the title yet. I don't think he's going to go for it, but I'm calling it Project Super Shield.
Project Super Shield, like, if it works, I'm game. But if you guys are just experimenting, like, the thing is Lucretia Matthias, like, I know you know magic, but those are miracles. What she does is,
What do you call this? Holding my staff. This is my staff.
Not a miracle.
I mean, yeah, it's also broken and then cast magic randomly. Like, it's
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Okay,
I do like that.
yeah,
violent.
the advances that we've made in magic since this meteor has crashed are miracles. These are huge like, yeah, Lucretia has resurrected people from the dead. That's pretty outstanding. We've seen her do some incredible things.
Pretty outstanding.
I don't understand how she does what she does. It makes no sense to me. But what does make sense to me is the hundreds of advancements that have happened. You are able to walk into the most dangerous place in the world because you drink a liquid that we created.
It's cool. It is. And again, if you guys can get this thing working, but we got Illyrians on the doorstep.
All right, and you guys want to talk about a dragon defending Drakenheim? Remember that box that we don't talk about that we lost?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can make way bigger, way more of those.
Wait, so that's the plan?
No, that's part of a plan.
Wait,
Who needs a dragon when you have super shield and explosions?
Wait, is there
we
another part of
probably
the
need a
plan?
dragon.
Is there another part of the plan that you're not telling us?
No, we can make more of those. And blow up the Illyrians.
Interesting.
You know what's better than a courtyard full of paladins?
What's that?
A Drakenheim
Battlefield?
full of paladins.
Big old
Battlefield of paladins.
battlefield of paladins. Oh.
If it comes to that, we're going to try to talk to them first, obviously. We don't want to murder all the paladins. I think, right?
I don't think, yeah.
Yeah, we're going to, try to avoid war. But we have the Amethyst Academy on our side, guys.
I guess my other question is, we do this for Lucretia. Yeah, we get a dragon, but what else is in it for us?
And at what
Zach?
cost? What is she going to ask in return?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, we have to figure out first how to get this thing, but you're right. The bigger question is, who do we turn this over to?
I know that there's been some issues, and I'm very aware of those issues with the Amethyst Academy. I'm hyper aware of them. I've been trying to work within their guidelines, but my own way. It's tough.
How's that working?
So far, not bad, actually.
Not bad. Not bad.
The thing is, though, out of all of our allies, they're obviously the most powerful, and they've helped us a lot, and we've been with them, and now you guys are questioning that?
I think power is it's based on perspective, Sebastian.
The Academy agreed to put George on the throne.
And so did Lucretia. And so did the Hooded Lanterns.
Yeah, but I don't love Lucretia.
Yeah, you made that clear.
Yeah, she freaks me out.
Maybe because you just don't understand her.
I say let's go
Yeah, that freaks me out.
let's go hear her out and see if there's anything else, strings attached.
I just needed you guys to hear me out.
Yeah. We
That's
have to
not-
do this together, and it's gonna be. I mean, Veo was right. Nothing matters until we actually get our hands on this perfect,
We have to be able to go there and get the thing first.
and that's what we're trying to do.
Before
Pluto.
anybody else gets there.
I know that the mental image of you atop a golden dragon riding into battle is probably the coolest thing I've ever heard, and I want that for you. I do.
It's not about that, although it's like a great side
I'd
thing.
give
It's
good
so
fish
cool.
to see that.
Yeah, it would be really fun.
Yeah.
What
Fish.
it's about is what's best for Drakenheim.
Yeah.
And if it's an actual sentient dragon commanded by the faith in the people to defend Drakenheim, that feels like a much more no strings attached version of Save Drakenheim than something built that can have unintended consequences.
You say that there won't be strings attached, but you know Lucretia Matthias as well as I do. There will be. She wants us to buy into the faith. That's going to be the play here. She wants us to jam Delirium in our chest. She wants George. She wants everybody in Drakenheim with Delirium in their chest. Right, you're kind of loving that.
Well, I mean, I'm also seeing we've sort of picked her as our ally. You know, it's either her or the Illyrians, and we've said for the faith, and we've outcast Drakenheim. We've said to the world that we do not accept
But it's going to be
the right way.
It's going to be important that Lucretia Matthias stays an ally, but doesn't become a supreme power. And I'm worried that with a dragon, what if she blows up the academy? What if she's, now the faith is taking it out with the heathens? Like, I don't even.
do you think she would do that?
I don't even like going into the churches, man. It's us academy people and the religious folk. We don't see eye to eye all the time. I mean, there's a lot of bad blood there, and like, yeah, Lucretia Mathias is paving a new way, but it sounds just as dangerous as other old ways were. In some ways, more dangerous. And yeah, she's not murdering mages like some people did, but she's bringing people to the most dangerous place in the world, having them jam rocks in their chest and give up on everything else in their life for some apocalypse scenario that she foresees as a new age. Like,
You were literally standing on the edge of the apocalypse. Did you say that?
As we look down into the mist.
Yeah.
she wants this for the whole world, though. This is her dream.
I mean, I've read the manifesto. Is that what Lucretia wants?
I mean, you kind of only remember the first kind of paragraph of
Oh, we
the-
skimmed it.
Yeah.
Skimmed it.
But,
That's for sure.
You know, if to reiterate, you know, the first words of book 1. One day soon, we will near the end of our world, an age where great heroes will be needed. These holy stones were heaven sent, so we might prepare our spirits to meet the all-consuming shadows. In our darkest moments, the sacred flame will set alight our blazing hearts as one.
So,
I
like,
mean, that's so poetic.
she literally just said the world's going to end and we're all going to die and it's going to be great. It's like thumbs up for super death.
And so your solution, though, is super shield.
That's better than super death.
Well, super death is coming, and she's saying embrace.
Yeah,
the heart.
embrace death.
I feel like you guys are on two sides of like the same coin.
I feel like we've allied with Lucretia Mathias because we want her to be able to express her religious beliefs in New Drakenheim. Build a church. Let people come. Enjoy that.
It's just no dragon.
But we don't want her throwing dragons around and being like, the end of days. We are like.
So you don't want her to take over power, is what you're saying, which is exactly what Ryan wants to do.
I want the Academy to hold their position of power.
Yeah, so it seems like you're kind of like you got skin
We are
in the
close
game.
with the Academy. We're not. What are you guys missing here?
Only because it does it take into account the hooded lanterns.
We love the Hooded Lanterns.
I mean,
I'm gonna need to feel that a little bit
until
more.
until when I see that the balance of power has shifted.
Okay,
And-
maybe Ryan's a bad idea. You guys are right. Maybe that, like, she did say that she. You know what? Yeah, let's give it to Eldrick. We're in agreement. I think we've settled.
I think we've at least got down
I
to
mean,
two
the rock that
choices.
you haven't even found yet, that might not even be there, you're gonna give it to Eldrick.
Okay, you guys have heard my side of the story.
Yeah, we really count. We count our
eyes on this rock first.
Yeah, we should probably
decisions.
find the rock before we make any.
Yeah, and Lucretia Mathias said there's one. There could be 3.
But we keep promising this rock to people, and I'm really starting to feel stretched thin in terms of like how many broken promises I can make.
Classic Draken Force. Just the 3 of us against the world.
Poor
All the
Ignatius
time.
is
Can
probably
we-
feeling so mad at you.
Can we keep it and do something with it? What could you do alone with it? Not Eldrick.
Project
give me your
Sebastian Shield. We can resurrect the dragon. We know the steps. Resurrect the dragon, build the shield, all with the same.
We do it all.
We do it all.
We do it all.
We don't need them,
We
right?
can do it ourselves. Okay, I think. Look, I'm not gonna jam a rock on my chest
Yeah.
tomorrow or today.
That's 2 days.
I
That
want to
gives us
make
2
sure
days.
you have. It's just that we've jumped to the academy so many times, and there's other paths we can take. And the fact that you kept Operation Super Shield from us for so long gives me doubts.
I was working Okay, I can't even give you a full explanation of how it works yet. So, like, I wanted to sound smart when I told you guys about it.
But then, do you feel confident that with this stone, that you can have it ready before the Illyrians come?
I have all the faith in Eldrick and my abilities. Like, he's a great wizard. And I'm becoming a great sorcerer. The two of us together, we're doing really good work.
Well, then we got to go get that stone so you can figure it out.
Let's talk to Lucretia. Let's finish up with her. And we had to lay out our options. We'll figure it out.
We go back inside to see Lucretia.
That's a long pee.
Sorry to keep
It's
you
a
waiting.
really long pee. He
Yeah.
just-
Bladder infection. No joke.
I
No.
know that there is a lot to consider. All I can tell you is to look into your heart, find your faith, and do not let your doubts cloud. Do not let doubt darken the path towards the light. May the flame be with you. And she casts aid on the three of you. With her prodigious power and undeniable faith, she casts aid on you using a 9th level spell slot,
Oh my gosh.
increasing your hit point maximum by 40.
You know that moment in a video game where you like find all the health and stuff, and you just know that means you're like, oh, I have so much stuff, and then you know you're about to walk into the worst situation.
This is a plus 40.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
we have 20 temp HP, we have 40 extra health. Wonder what's the worst that could happen? You know?
Huh?
She then
She says it all the time.
takes one of the a piece of delirium. It's one of these perfect shards that similar to the ones that you'd found earlier. And she speaks prayers into it. She says, I may cast one more blessing for you. Either one that will steel each of your bodies against a single moment of death, or I may concentrate all the power at once so that one of you may hold it and release it. In other words, she'll either cast Death Ward on each of you, or give you one cast, or you can hold the power to cast Heal, but one of you has to hold on to it and you'll be able to cast Heal once, or Death Ward on all three of you.
I feel like heal?
I'm just looking up real quick.
Yeah, let's...
What do you know of these?
Well, in my
Spell.
divine knowledge,
Yep.
these are not spells that I deal with.
And the other is death. Lore.
I'm flipping through her pamphlet.
Yeah, and in this case, it would be Heal as a 9th level spell, so it would be it would be Power Word Heal. So it would be you would either be able to have one person regain all their hit points, and it ends Charm, Frightened, Paralyzed, or Stunned, or Death Ward on each of you.
Power word heal.
All of its hit points.
You can only
Wow.
use power word heal on one creature?
Yeah.
Basically, one of you can take this Delirium Crystal and use it once to cast Power Word Heal, or she'll cast Death Ward on all of you on it now.
Maybe Death Ward, actually.
Yeah, I would say only because, yes, this brings one person, but what if 2 people go down?
Yeah, the only thing with Death Ward...
Death Ward, basically, if you get hit and knocked to 0, it sets you to 1.
Kind of like what Wrath
It doesn't
had.
restore any hit points, it just gives you 1.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the-
I think powered heal.
the big difference is, like, that basically, it means that you don't get knocked out, but you still have to spend your next action then healing.
And does Power Word Heal work if somebody's doing death saving throws?
Yep.
Yeah.
Restores all your hit points.
There we go. Yeah,
and
actually,
with our,
maybe that's
I
'Cause,
think
like,
I think power word heal.
yeah.
That's my vote.
it gives
Okay.
one
The
person.
concentrated
Okay.
version
But-
of the
okay.
delirium.
If the person who's holding it goes down, can another person
Anybody
grab
can
it?
use the crystal.
Okay, cool,
But it
yeah.
only works once.
Then yes. Yeah.
So it's
Power
like
word
a
heal.
single shot power word heal
Yeah.
in a delirium
If
crystal.
something else goes down, we have other hit. We have other healing.
Exactly.
Power Word Heal.
We'll take the concentrated. Thank you.
May the flame light your path.
I hope so.
Flame be with you.
Flame be with you.
If you survive and you do not understand what you have seen, come back to me and we can talk again.
Thank you for all your kindness and wisdom, information. Hopefully we'll come back and even if we do understand it, chat about it.
I hope so. And if, as you journey through the basin of the crater, you happen to see a delirium crystal in the shape of your soul, bring it back, and you may take the sacrament.
How do you know what your soul's shaped like?
When you see it,
Yeah,
you'll know.
fish stick.
Mine's probably a rhombus.
What?
It's a
Like
square,
a-
but it's like,
Oh, like a tilted square,
yeah,
like a diamond.
no, a rhombus.
Rhombus.
Nah, I don't understand.
All right.
That shape doesn't exist.
What will you do?
Shall we go find this piece of delirium that everybody wants? That only we can get?
Yeah, I thought we were going in for research, and now suddenly we're on a fetch quest for everyone.
Well,
Well,
initially
you
we were
were-
a fetch
yeah.
quest for the helmet.
Yeah,
But now we're just going for a better.
But we
I
can
mean,
still get my helmet, right?
Yes. If we see our helmet, I'll grab it. We'll make sure you're protected.
I bet someone wants it.
No.
No.
What about you? You want it?
Only you.
I mean, actually, it's kind of breezy. It's nice. But I have the new helmet. I don't even need it. Are we betraying? You know what? We'll go over.
Where's my
Trying to be
straw?
nice to mages for once, and now I feel like I'm committing to betraying one and
So,
going against the academy.
neutralizing field is a 5th level spell. We should drink our aqua expergo.
Yes.
How long does it last?
The Aqua Expurgo? It lasts a couple hours. Neutralizing field lasts an hour.
Right.
So we could drink the Aqua Expurgo if the shield goes down, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we also have 3 shields.
Start with the shield. The
'Cause
aqua
you cast,
Expurgo.
you put
We have 3 in the ring.
Maybe you want
Okay.
Aqua Expurgo because
so
we at
all
least
of your
the
rings
armor.
have a neutralizing field in them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll start with.
I'll change it.
That gives us 3 plus I can cast. I'll try to save my spell slot. So we technically have 5 hours to get to the middle and get back out.
Okay.
Like total? Okay.
If we use all of our neutralizing fields.
Yeah. But it might not. How long is it going to take us to get to the middle of the
If we
crater?
move quickly,
Yeah.
it we might be able to cut some time off.
That's a good idea.
I don't know how dangerous it is, though.
Probably really dangerous.
I don't know.
Guys, this is going to be the most dangerous thing we've ever done.
I was going to say.
Probably even worse than the castle.
But we're stronger and wiser since
Yeah.
then.
That was weeks ago. We're way better now.
But we definitely had more people with us then.
Yeah, and you can summon unicorns, so it's like no big deal.
I did it once.
Shall
I'll
we-
try.
Oh. What is there a pathway or something that we're following, or are we climbing down a wall?
Yeah, the
We're-
crater, the slope. We gotta find a slope.
I mean, I can
Yeah.
climb down, but
We're just going to go.
we could. I mean, I have Featherfall.
Do we just jump?
We
No,
could-
guys, there's a slope here.
Oh, okay.
We're going to It's right
Yeah,
there.
you can also just jump and feather fall. Yeah. What do you want to do?
I mean, that could get us quicker in.
Let's
Just
find the slope
run.
and then do the spells and everything at the edge of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's
Okay.
find the slope.
Yeah.
Okay. You descend into the crater basin.
They do
Goggles
nothing.
on.
Oh wait, no, they do something now.
Climbing down the edge of the rocky cliff face, as you were, it's it's enough of an incline. If you'd like, each of you can give me an athletics check.
If we'd like.
If you're gonna climb down, yeah.
I have a climb.
Are you doing the
speed.
neutralizing field?
Okay, so you're fine.
Woo!
I
Are
got
you
25.
putting on the neutralizing field now or later?
Does the how thick does the haze look?
Thick enough.
I'm gonna go until my skin tingles, and then I'm
Okay.
gonna turn it on. This is an athletics check.
Yep.
I don't want to roll. Good. That's a 3.
Sebastian starts down the cliff, thinks he has a handhold, and immediately slips.
No! Can we try to grab him?
Kind of.
If you want to try to grab him,
I'm gonna try.
give me a dexterity check.
Oh, that's my nemesis.
you
I
have
got a 4.
don't you have an advantage? No. Oh no, it's not a check. Never mind.
Yeah, it's a dexterity check. Sebastian slips through your fingers,
You grab my goggles and rip them off.
and Sebastian begins falling.
How far down is it?
If you want to cast Feather Fall, you're gonna have to do it now.
Yeah, I cast it. I save you.
Am I falling or like just rolling?
You start to roll, and then it's more like a roll fall, and then a
Oh.
gentle float.
Oh
You
boy.
kind of-
Now I'm just like
I
bumping.
imagine it's a
Yeah.
tumbleweed, like going down.
From there, I just say, just let yourself, and I go down too.
Yeah.
Okay, all of you can give me a Constitution saving throw against contamination.
And we get
get
advantage
a
if you're wearing the armor.
Advantage.
23.
16.
I got a 15.
Okay. Where did I write down DC?
Should have done Aqua Expurgo and had the arm.
Oh no.
Can't get double advantage.
Okay. Oh, I made it DC 20. Sorry, guys.
Oh no!
Okay. Okay. I have a. Can I use my Indomitable?
Yes, you can.
$22.
Okay, you two succeed, but Veo, you fail and gain a level of contamination. Unless you didn't drink the Aqua Expurgo either.
Nope.
Nope.
You gain 1 level of contamination. Roll a d6.
2.
You do not mutate.
Yay!
Should we chug it now?
Yes.
As I float to the bottom,
And Veo, you also take 10 points of necrotic damage.
Oh, fun. Okay.
as I float to the bottom,
I'm gonna.
I put my ring up, and the neutralizing field emerges from it.
Okay.
I'm gonna chug an Aqua Expurgo.
You're
Same.
gonna chug one now.
Same.
after I really feel it, I'm like, oh, it's actually really bad down here.
Guys, everybody stay close.
Yep.
I have to hold my hand up like this now
You don't.
for an hour.
How long
magic.
do we have? Is
Oh.
Aqua Expurgo? Sorry.
The Aqua Expurgo lasts
6
hours.
Okay.
I do imagine, though, that I'm like concentrating on
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like a shimmering blue field that Sebastian's ring is anchoring, anchored to the actually the other pure delirium crystal that you're holding. So the energy surrounds you and emanates around you from 10 feet.
I'm just gonna use my exhaustion as delirium right now. for
Okay.
now.
Okay.
Guys, stay within 10 feet of me, all right? Let's make haste.
Just remember though that contamination level 1 has no negative effects, whereas exhaustion level 1 might
Yeah.
actually, yeah.
We start marching into the crater.
Okay. You begin. The crater basin is a forlorn and desolate place. The raw earth is a deep purple-brown color. Black glass chips and rocky gravel crunch underfoot, mixed with bits and pieces of unrecognizable masonry
and flecks of delirium. Here and there you encounter peculiar vegetation, creeping moss that resembles exposed sinew or swelling tissue, with leaves like fleshy membranes and roots like spreading blood vessels. The strange plants cling to clusters of delirium and around pools of blackened delirium sludge. The haze here is thick, nearly impenetrable. Vision beyond 30 feet is totally obscured, and even the little light penetrates from the sky above, except the rare sheets of eldritch lightning that illuminate through the fog.
Do you have some vials?
Some vials,
Shouldn't
yeah.
we get some of that sludge? We said we were going to last time.
Yeah, we forgot.
Do you want to take a sample?
Yes. I take a sample of the delirium sludge.
Almost immediately as you get down here, the thickness of the haze, the sheets of lightning, the strange landscape, it almost feels like you lose your sense of direction immediately.
Oh boy.
Oh, which way?
Do we have any landmarks? Can we make a landmark? Are there any distinct features, like a large rock that looks like Pluto? I don't know, anything.
I mean, if we can't see 30 feet.
We'll just have to try our best. Veo, you're the best with directions.
Not well, not if they're magically messing me up.
Still, I mean,
I mean,
You're
I'll
a
give it a
guide.
go. I'll give it a go.
All right. Veo, you can give me a nature or survival check.
Nature. 16.
Okay. This is an alien environment, unlike anything you've ever experienced before, almost magical in nature. It seems not surprising that Lucretia Matthias said that faith might be the thing to guide you through it.
oh,
Do you have the rock?
which one? I have many rocks.
The one that Lucretia Matthias gave
Oh,
us.
yeah.
Okay. I'm going to take the rock and take the delirium, and I'm just going to hold it in my hand.
Sure. You can either give me a religion or insight check with advantage.
Ooh, insight. I'm going to use lucky. Roll a 1 and a 2. And then I rolled a 1. So I got a 9.
Okay.
Is it doing
Crystal
anything?
flutters. You think maybe this way, maybe this way, maybe this way. Your companions are bewildered, Sebastian. What are you going to do?
Pluto, not like that. You don't need delirium. You need faith.
Don't.
Faith?
I just look straight ahead, and with all the power in my being, I focus on what I believe I will find in the center of the crater.
All right. You can give me an Arcana or an Insight check.
"13."
The only thing that you think, as the realization dawns on you, maybe the only thing you're going to find here is death.
Hey, you have goggles that see through everything.
You can all roll me a d6.
2.
4.
4.
Okay. You continue bewildered and lost.
Oh, God.
It's quiet down here.
It is.
I think I've seen that rock before.
One point, you pass an unfathomably large delirium cluster. It protrudes from the earth through the crater basin. Some in this cluster grow as tall as a man, some as big as an ogre or even larger. viscous, opalescent liquid perspires from the crystals, forming pools around them.
Should we collect that?
What, the delirium?
I don't know. If
It's
this is
more of the sludge.
perspiring.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the sludge. Oh,
You got it.
I got.
Yeah, use your goggles and see if you can find the crystal.
I turn on my true sight goggles.
Ah. They cut through the haze, giving you a glimpse forward. Give me an Arcana check with advantage.
Okay, now I actually need to see.
They actually hinder him in real life quite a lot.
Woo! That's going to be a 26.
The way ahead. The large crystals. There was another group. They get bigger towards the center. That's the way.
This way. And I start.
It's your faith.
It.
I
Yeah.
have to run beside you because you're
Okay.
carrying. Well, it's actually pretty easy.
I'm just like not
We're just-
running.
yeah.
I'm just
You're walking.
walking. I'm like,
I'm lightly jogging in the direction as
Yeah.
long as I can see.
Veo, Pluto, what are the
I'm
two?
jogging beside him.
Okay.
I have to keep our field safe.
All
yeah,
right.
because we have to keep. Well, we have to. Yeah, keep it
In
in
that
10.
case, you can all roll me a d6.
2. Just come on.
5.
5.
All right. You continue through your way. Are you going in circles? Maybe you lost the trail of it. Have you turned? Have you not?
I've got an idea.
Hmm.
I mean, we're talking about faith. What about Ignatius? Can he direct us in some sort of fashion?
Oh, he loves a good time to shine. Ignatius!
All right. Drawing forth the blade, Ignatius, illuminating the way through the thick fog of the deep haze.
And I whisper, I go, I know you have been quiet, but now I need you to guide me through this darkness. Save me, Ignatius. I like whisper into the hilt. If you guys can hear me. I don't know
Okay.
how to whisper.
All right. In that case, Pluto, give me either an insight or survival check with advantage.
Well, here we go. They're both a 7, 24.
Okay. Ignatius crackles to life, its spirit awoken with fervor once more. This is a tainted place, but one of faith and fury. This is the night of long shadows. This is your trial like Saint Tarna of old. Follow the angel's path. The blade speaks, quoting scripture on its flaming tongue. Yes. Sebastian and Pluto, the way is lit for the two of you. Veo, what are you going to do?
I am going to. Let's see. You know what? I'm gonna trust that my ranger senses are heightened. I know this city, even though I've never been to this crater. I want to get down on the ground, you know, like in Lord of the Rings, like Aragorn puts his head. I want to get down and I want to put my head and I want to listen to the ground and the earth.
Okay.
I want to listen to the city.
This used to be a market that used to walk through.
Okay,
You know, it's
give
the
me a
same
perception
familiar,
check with advantage.
the same familiar ground.
19.
You hear a heartbeat. A beating, pulsing thing. It's close. It's that way. You can hear the heartbeat. Thump, thump. Thump, thump. Thump, thump. It's that way.
And I start. I don't run, but I start to speed up.
The three of us with our illuminated shield I think that like even when we're running, like we're in the most dangerous place, so we're like cautiously.
I don't know.
I've forgotten.
Yeah.
I'm just like I'm following the
Right.
heartbeat.
We have our illuminated shield.
the
We all
heart of the city.
stick close to me still.
As each of you travels together, the air is humid and filled with the overpowering smell of ozone. Thrumming eldritch energy makes your hair stand on end, and a low humming sound painfully rings in your ears. Suddenly, the mists clear somewhat, revealing an unfathomably colossal delirium shard, 70 feet high and 30 feet wide. Pieces of rock and meteoric iron cling to the sides. It glows brightly with near blinding octarine light and visibly perspires globs of prismatic delirium sludge that forms a deep pool around it. The edges of the crystal intersect at incomprehensible angles, making its geometry shift despite its apparent stillness. It gives you a headache to look at it. Mounds of upturned earth, huge chunks of meteoric iron, and massive delirium geodes emerge like islands from the pond. This is all that remains of the core of the meteor. This is the delirium heart. And that is where we'll end for tonight.
Oh, we did it.
Wow.
That wasn't even that bad.
That's the shape of my soul.
This one's mine. Lucretia!
Oh, we forgot your helmet.
Oh, come on. You didn't even look for it. Be honest.
We got it was probably like right back at the beginning.
I kicked it.
Fell down.
That rock you pointed at, that was your helmet.
It's my helmet. Oh, man.
Wow.
Well, a big thank you to our incredible cast, Jill, Kelly, and Joe, for playing tonight.
And a huge thank you to Kyle for all of his wonderful work behind the scenes, because really, at the end of the day, Kyle is the delirium heart of this whole production. And a huge thank you to our dungeon master, Monty Martin, for running this straight out of the book.
Yeah.
None of this is original. He just ran it from a pre-written
Yeah,
project.
some guy just running right out of
So, good job.
Yeah,
Exciting.
really railroading the whole experience too. Just like sending us on a path, not giving us any. And in our game tonight, we use a variety of incredible assets produced by talented artists. They've graciously given us permission to use them in our stream games, and you can use them at home too. Please go out and support some of these amazing creators. I know tonight we didn't have a chance but to show the battle map that we used. Dwarven Forge terrain, miniatures by WizKids. The player character artwork is by Elizabeth Perot, and the music by Tabletop Audio.
Our videos and live streams have been made possible thanks to the incredible generosity of our Patreon supporters. If you enjoy our work, please consider becoming a patron of our show. You can find it by following the links in the description below or at patreon.com/dungeon_dudes.
Of course, don't forget to look at the links below as well for our Teespring store. You can find all of your favorite Dungeon Dudes t-shirts, including, yes, some old favorites, as well as the newest one, Shadows of Drakenheim, which also can come in a sweater and a poster. Check out bit.ly/DungeonDudesMerch.
We also have a phenomenal Discord community that is exclusive for our patrons, where you can join us on Discord and chat with all of us about the upcoming book and about the show and about just all things D&D in general, or, you know, what Joe's favorite breakfast cereal is. So if you're really interested to find the answers to those questions, the best place to do so is on our Discord by joining our Patreon.
Kelly and I post new videos every Thursday on our YouTube channel where we cover everything D&D, including advice for players and guides for DMs. So check that out at youtube.com/dungeondudes.
And be sure to join us live next Tuesday when we record the campaign live on Twitch. You can check us out from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Time at twitch.tv/dungeon_dudes. And don't forget, you can always check the video episodes of the show out on YouTube as well. And we are also available as an audio-only podcast. So check it out.
As a note, though, next week we will be running from 7 to 10. We're starting a little bit later due to some personal appointments. So 7 to 10, join us at 7 o'clock Eastern Time next week, and we'll be going to 10. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time in the Shadows of Drakenheim.